Ready to level up your English while gaining some serious life wisdom? In this video, we're diving into 20 invaluable pieces of life advice, specifically designed to sharpen your listening skills and boost your speaking confidence. Get ready for a steady stream of game-changing tips and a wealth of rich vocabulary that you can start using today. Let's get started. 1. Wake up every morning. The quiet pre-dawn hours, often overlooked in the hurried rush of modern life, hold a profound power, a transformative potential for anyone willing to seize it. To wake up early isn't merely about setting an alarm for an hour or two before the rest of the world stirs, it's about making a deliberate choice to reclaim a significant portion of your day, to sculpt an environment of calm and focused productivity before the demands of work, family, and digital notifications begin their relentless assault. This conscious decision to own your morning is, in essence, an investment in yourself, an opportunity to cultivate habits that foster personal growth, enhance well-being, and ultimately, lead to a more fulfilling and successful life. It's about shifting from a reactive stance, constantly responding to external pressures, to a proactive one, where you dictate the terms of your day from its very inception. One of the most immediate and tangible benefits of an early rise is the unparalleled tranquility it offers. Before the cacophony of traffic, the ping of incoming emails, or the chatter of a bustling household, there exists a serene window of time, a period of undisturbed calm that is increasingly rare in our hyper-connected world. This quietude provides an ideal canvas for introspection, for contemplating your goals, for journaling your thoughts, or simply for savoring a cup of coffee in peaceful solitude. It's during these moments of stillness that clarity often emerges, allowing you to prioritize tasks, strategize for the day ahead, and set intentions without the distractions that inevitably crop up later. This intentional solitude is not a luxury but a necessity for mental well-being, offering a vital respite from the constant sensory input that defines much of modern existence. Beyond the mental clarity, an early morning allows for the deliberate allocation of time to activities that often get squeezed out by the day's obligations. Imagine starting your day with a vigorous workout, feeling the endorphins surge and your body awaken, knowing that you've already accomplished a significant step towards your health goals before most people have even hit snooze. Or perhaps dedicating this time to skill development, whether it's learning a new language, practicing a musical instrument, or delving into a challenging book that expands your knowledge. These are the kinds of proactive pursuits that contribute significantly to long-term growth and personal satisfaction, yet they are often the first casualties when time is at a premium. By front-loading these important activities into your morning routine, you ensure they receive the attention they deserve, rather than perpetually deferring them to an elusive later. Furthermore, owning your morning cultivates a powerful sense of control and accomplishment, setting a positive tone for the entire day. There's an undeniable psychological boost that comes from having already completed meaningful tasks while others are still dreaming. This early momentum creates a ripple effect, infusing the subsequent hours with a sense of purpose and productivity. You're not playing catch-up, you're leading the charge. This proactive mindset can significantly reduce stress, as you're less likely to feel overwhelmed by an ever-growing to-do list when you've already made significant inroads. It transforms the start of your day from a frantic scramble into a deliberate, well-orchestrated sequence of actions that align with your overarching goals. The discipline required to consistently wake up early, while challenging at first, gradually builds mental fortitude and self-mastery. It's a daily act of willpower, a testament to your commitment to personal improvement. Over time, this discipline transcends the act of waking up and permeates other areas of your life, making it easier to stick to other beneficial habits, whether it's healthy eating, financial planning, or consistent work on a passion project. The early morning becomes a training ground for self-regulation, teaching you to overcome inertia and embrace discomfort in pursuit of greater good. It's a powerful feedback loop. The more you succeed in owning your morning, the more confident and capable you become in tackling other challenges. However, the transition to an early rising routine is not without its considerations. It necessitates a conscious recalibration of your evening habits, prioritizing adequate sleep and creating a wind-down routine that signals to your body it's time to rest. This might involve dimming lights, avoiding screens an hour or two before bed, and engaging in calming activities like reading or gentle stretching. The goal is not to sacrifice sleep, but to shift its timing, ensuring you're well rested and energized for your early start. Consistency is paramount. Irregular wake times can disrupt your circadian rhythm, making it harder to establish a sustainable routine. Even on weekends, striving for a relatively similar wake-up time can help solidify the habit and prevent the social jet lag that can undo a week's worth of progress. Ultimately, to wake up early and own your morning is to make a profound statement about your priorities. It's a declaration that your personal growth, your well-being, and your aspirations are valuable enough to warrant dedicated, undisturbed time. It's about designing a life that is proactive rather than reactive, intentional rather than accidental. While the initial resistance from a cozy bed can be strong, the long-term rewards, increased productivity, reduced stress, enhanced clarity, and a pervasive sense of control, are immeasurable. Embrace the stillness of the pre-dawn hours, transform your mornings into a sacred ritual, and witness the profound transformation it can bring to every aspect of your life, truly allowing you to own not just your morning, but your entire day, and indeed, your destiny. 2. Read every single day, even if just 10 minutes. The rhythmic turning of pages, the quiet hum of concentration, the gentle unfolding of new ideas, these are the hallmarks of a practice that, despite its simplicity, holds immense power. Reading every single day, even if just for 10 minutes. In a world increasingly dominated by fleeting digital interactions and constant stimulation, the deliberate act of engaging with a book, an article, or even a well-crafted blog post for a mere fraction of your day can seem almost quaint. Yet, this consistent dedication to the written word is a profound investment in yourself, a quiet rebellion against the superficial, and a direct path to intellectual growth, enhanced well-being, and a richer understanding of the world. It's not about devouring tomes or achieving arbitrary page counts, it's about nurturing a continuous connection to knowledge, stories, and perspectives that lie beyond the confines of your immediate experience. One of the most immediate and tangible benefits of a daily reading habit, even a brief one, is the expansion of your knowledge base. Every page turned, every paragraph absorbed, introduces new facts, concepts, and ideas. Whether you're delving into history, exploring scientific theories, understanding global events, or gaining insights into human psychology, consistent reading acts as a continuous learning engine. This isn't just about accumulating trivia, it's about building a deeper, more nuanced understanding of how the world works, how people behave, and how various disciplines interconnect. This ever-growing reservoir of knowledge equips you with the tools to think more critically, make more informed decisions, and engage in more meaningful conversations. Beyond factual acquisition, daily reading significantly enhances your cognitive abilities. It's a powerful workout for your brain, stimulating neural pathways and improving functions like memory, focus, and analytical thinking. When you read, your brain is actively processing information, making connections, and interpreting meaning. This constant mental engagement helps to sharpen your mind, making it more agile and resilient. Furthermore, reading consistently improves your vocabulary and strengthens your writing skills. Exposure to diverse sentence structures, eloquent prose, and varied linguistic styles subtly refines your own communication abilities, allowing you to express yourself more clearly and persuasively, whether in spoken or written form. In our hyper-connected, often stressful existence, reading also serves as an invaluable tool for relaxation and stress reduction. Just 10 minutes spent immersed in a compelling narrative or an engaging non-fiction piece can transport you away from the anxieties of the day. Unlike passive screen time, which often leaves you feeling more drained, reading offers a restorative escape, allowing your mind to unwind and your body to relax. It's a quiet, meditative activity that can lower heart rate, ease muscle tension, and provide a much-needed mental break. This daily ritual of unwinding with a book can become a potent antidote to the relentless demands of modern life, offering a consistent opportunity for mental rejuvenation. The cumulative effect of reading even a small amount daily is astonishing. Imagine reading just 10 pages a day. That amounts to 70 pages a week, nearly 300 pages a month, and over 3,600 pages in a year. That's equivalent to dozens of books, a significant library built one deliberate step at a time. This consistent, incremental progress underscores the power of small, sustainable habits. It demonstrates that profound transformation doesn't require grand gestures, it often stems from consistent, unassuming actions repeated over time. This daily practice instills discipline, reinforces commitment, and builds a sense of quiet accomplishment that ripples through other areas of your life. Moreover, reading daily fosters empathy and broadens your perspective. Through stories, you step into the shoes of characters from different cultures, backgrounds, and walks of life, experiencing their joys, sorrows, and challenges. Non-fiction offers insights into diverse viewpoints, historical contexts, and global issues. This exposure to different narratives and ideologies cultivates a deeper understanding of the human condition and the complexities of the world. It challenges your assumptions, encourages critical thinking about societal norms, and ultimately makes you a more compassionate, well-rounded individual capable of navigating a multifaceted world with greater wisdom and open-mindedness. Incorporating this habit into your daily routine is surprisingly simple. It doesn't require vast swathes of time, it demands consistency. Think of those fragmented moments throughout your day, waiting for a bus, during your commute, while having your morning coffee, before bed, or even during a brief work break. Keep a book or e-reader readily accessible. Choose topics that genuinely pique your interest, whether it's fiction, biographies, self-help, or niche non-fiction. The key is to make it an enjoyable, sustainable practice rather than a chore. Just 10 minutes is a low barrier to entry, making it easy to start and easier to maintain. In essence, dedicating even a small portion of your day to reading is an act of self-care and self-improvement that yields immeasurable returns. It's about building a consistent habit that enriches your mind, calms your spirit, and connects you to a vast universe of human experience and knowledge. So, pick up that book, open that article, and commit to just 10 minutes a day. You'll be amazed at how quickly those brief moments transform into a powerful, lifelong source of growth and profound personal satisfaction. 3. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth. In the grand tapestry of life, the threads of our relationships are woven tightly, shaping not only our experiences but also the very essence of who we become. To surround yourself with people who inspire growth is not merely a pleasant aspiration. It's a strategic imperative for personal and professional development. This isn't about discarding old friends or constantly seeking out influencers, it's about making deliberate choices regarding the company you keep, recognizing that human connection is a powerful catalyst for elevation or stagnation. The people closest to us serve as mirrors, reflecting back our potential and challenging our limitations, or, conversely, reinforcing our comfort zones and hindering our progress. When you seek out individuals who genuinely inspire growth, you are actively choosing to place yourself in an environment rich with positive energy, ambition, and intellectual curiosity. These are the people who listen actively, offer constructive feedback rather than empty flattery, and celebrate your successes while also gently nudging you past your perceived failures. They embody the qualities you aspire to cultivate: resilience, creativity, integrity, or perhaps a profound sense of purpose. Being in their orbit provides a constant, subtle education, as you observe their work ethic, their problem-solving approaches, and their outlook on life's challenges. This exposure to excellence, whether in a professional mentor, a passionate friend, or a thoughtful family member, can profoundly shift your own perspective and raise your internal standards. Moreover, a growth-oriented circle acts as a powerful antidote to complacency. It's easy to settle into routines and habits that, while comfortable, might not be serving your highest potential. People who inspire growth are often those who are themselves on a journey of continuous improvement. Their drive, their willingness to take calculated risks, and their commitment to learning new things can be infectious. They challenge you to think bigger, to question your assumptions, and to step outside your comfort zone. This isn't about competition, but rather about mutual upliftment, a collective striving for betterment where everyone benefits from the shared energy and diverse perspectives. They push you not out of judgment, but out of a genuine belief in your capabilities. Beyond individual inspiration, these relationships foster an ecosystem of accountability and support. When you share your goals and aspirations with people who truly want to see you succeed, they become your informal accountability partners. They remember your commitments, offer encouragement when motivation wanes, and provide a safe space to discuss setbacks without fear of judgment. This network of trust allows for vulnerability, enabling you to openly explore challenges and seek advice from those who have navigated similar paths. It's in these moments of honest exchange that real growth often occurs, as you gain fresh insights and feel empowered to persist even when the going gets tough. The inverse, unfortunately, is also true. Surrounding yourself with individuals who are stagnant, overly critical, or consistently negative can unknowingly drain your energy and limit your potential. These are the conversations that leave you feeling uninspired, the interactions that pull you down rather than lift you up. Such environments can foster self-doubt, encourage procrastination, and normalize mediocrity. It's a subtle but pervasive influence that can chip away at your ambition and make the pursuit of growth feel like an uphill battle. Recognizing and gently disengaging from these dynamics, while challenging, is a crucial step in curating a truly growth-conducive environment. Ultimately, intentionally building a circle of growth-minded individuals is an ongoing, conscious effort. It requires self-awareness to understand what kind of inspiration you need and discernment to identify those who genuinely embody it. It means being open to new connections, nurturing existing ones, and sometimes, making difficult decisions about relationships that no longer serve your journey. The investment, however, is immeasurable. When you choose to surround yourself with people who challenge you, champion you, and genuinely inspire you to become the best version of yourself, you're not just building a network, you're building a future defined by continuous learning, profound fulfillment, and limitless possibility. 4. Protect your focus, limit distractions and multitasking. In an age saturated with constant notifications, open tabs, and the allure of endless digital streams, the ability to protect your focus has become not merely a productivity hack, but a critical life skill. We live in a world that relentlessly conspires to fragment our attention, pulling us in a myriad of directions simultaneously. The insidious creep of distractions and the pervasive myth of effective multitasking are twin enemies of deep work, creative thought, and genuine engagement. To truly achieve anything of significance, to fully immerse yourself in a task, a conversation, or even a moment of quiet contemplation, you must actively and vigilantly guard your attention from the ceaseless clamor of the modern world. The first step in protecting your focus is recognizing the ubiquity and subtlety of distractions. It's not just the obvious pings from your phone or the sudden urge to check social media. Distractions can manifest as an open email tab beckoning your attention, a stray thought about an unrelated chore, the background noise of an office, or even the allure of switching between tasks just to feel busy. We've been conditioned to respond instantly, to be always on, creating a neural pathway that favors superficial engagement over sustained concentration. This constant reactivity prevents the brain from entering a state of flow, where productivity soars and innovative ideas often emerge. When your attention is constantly being fractured, your output suffers not just in quantity, but profoundly in quality. Then there's the seductive but ultimately detrimental siren song of multitasking. Despite popular belief, the human brain isn't wired for true multitasking. What we perceive as multitasking is, in reality, rapid task switching. Your brain doesn't process two distinct streams of information simultaneously. Instead, it rapidly shifts its attention back and forth between them. Each switch incurs a context-switching cost, a measurable drain on cognitive resources as your brain reorients itself to the new task. This leads to increased errors, slower completion times, heightened stress levels, and a significant reduction in the depth and quality of your work. The illusion of efficiency masks a profound inefficiency as your cognitive bandwidth is constantly being exhausted by the act of transitioning, rather than by the actual work itself. Protecting your focus demands a proactive and deliberate strategy. It begins with creating an environment conducive to concentration. This might involve physically decluttering your workspace, minimizing visual noise, or using noise-canceling headphones to block out auditory distractions. More importantly, it requires digital hygiene. Turn off unnecessary notifications on your phone and computer. Implement Do Not Disturb modes during dedicated work blocks. Close irrelevant browser tabs. Resist the urge to check email or social media every few minutes. Consider dedicated focus apps that block distracting websites for set periods. These are not mere suggestions, they are essential boundaries that you erect to safeguard your most valuable mental asset, your attention. Furthermore, it's crucial to schedule focused work periods. Don't just hope for focus to appear, actively carve out blocks of uninterrupted time for deep work. Techniques like the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes with intense focus followed by a 5-minute break, can be incredibly effective. During these periods, commit fully to a single task, immersing yourself completely without allowing internal or external interruptions to derail you. Train yourself to resist the urge to switch tasks or glance at your phone during these sacred focus blocks. Over time, your brain will adapt, becoming more adept at sustained concentration, and you'll find yourself able to delve deeper into complex problems and produce higher quality output in less time. Cultivating a mindset that values singular attention over fragmented busyness is also key. This means understanding that boredom is often a prerequisite for creativity. When you eliminate constant external stimulation, your mind has the space to wander, to connect disparate ideas, and to generate novel solutions. It means resisting the urge for instant gratification that often accompanies quick dopamine hits from social media or new emails. It means embracing the discomfort of deep work, knowing that true breakthroughs rarely come from superficial engagement. This shift in mindset transforms focus from a rigid discipline into a natural, desirable state. Ultimately, protecting your focus is about reclaiming agency over your own mind. In a world designed to constantly vie for your attention, the decision to consciously direct it, to nurture it, and to defend it from invasion is an act of profound self-mastery. It's an investment that pays dividends not just in increased productivity, but in greater clarity of thought, reduced stress, enhanced creativity, and a deeper sense of presence in every aspect of your life. By limiting distractions and abandoning the illusion of multitasking, you unlock your true potential, allowing your mind to engage fully, to create meaningfully, and to experience life with greater depth and purpose. 5. Learn to say no without guilt. In the intricate dance of daily life, where demands pull from every direction, the simple, two-letter word no often feels like the heaviest and most challenging to utter. For many, the instinct to please, to be helpful, or to avoid perceived conflict overrides the crucial need to protect their time, energy, and mental well-being. However, learning to say no without a crippling sense of guilt is not an act of selfishness, it is a fundamental pillar of self-respect, a vital boundary-setting skill, and an indispensable tool for prioritizing what truly matters. It's about recognizing your finite capacity and wisely allocating your most precious resources, rather than allowing them to be endlessly diluted by external requests. The reluctance to say no often stems from a complex web of psychological factors. We fear disappointing others, appearing uncooperative, or missing out on opportunities. There's a pervasive societal pressure to always be available, always agreeable, and always on. This can lead to a constant state of overcommitment, where your calendar is overflowing, your to-do list is insurmountable, and your personal bandwidth is stretched perilously thin. The insidious consequence is a depletion of energy, increased stress, diminished focus on your core priorities, and eventually, resentment. When you consistently say yes to everyone else, you invariably end up saying no to yourself, to your rest, your goals, your passions, and your peace of mind. Understanding the power of saying no begins with acknowledging your own limitations. You cannot do everything, be everywhere, or please everyone. Your time, energy, and attention are finite, non-renewable resources. Each yes to a new request is implicitly a no to something else, perhaps a no to a project that aligns with your long-term goals, a no to quality time with loved ones, or a no to the essential self-care that recharges your spirit. By internalizing this trade-off, the act of saying no transforms from a rejection of another person into an affirmative choice for yourself and your true priorities. It becomes an act of protecting what genuinely matters to you. Developing the skill of saying no without guilt requires both a shift in mindset and the adoption of practical strategies. Firstly, cultivate self-awareness. Understand your current capacity, your boundaries, and what your core priorities are. When a new request comes in, pause before responding. Ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Do I genuinely have the time and energy for this without sacrificing something more important? Am I doing this out of genuine willingness or out of obligation or guilt? This pause is critical. It creates a space for conscious decision-making rather than reflexive agreement. Secondly, recognize that saying no can be done with grace and clarity, without excessive explanation or apology. You don't need to craft elaborate excuses or feel compelled to justify your decision extensively. A simple, polite, and firm refusal is often the most effective. Phrases like, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't take that on right now," or "My plate is full at the moment, so I'm unable to commit," or "I appreciate the offer, but I need to prioritize other commitments," are perfectly acceptable. The key is to be direct without being rude, and to be resolute without being defensive. Remember, your time is your own, and you are not obligated to give it away simply because someone asks. Furthermore, consider alternative solutions where appropriate. Sometimes, a no to a full commitment can be softened by offering a partial solution or directing them to someone else. I can't lead that project, but I could offer some insights on X aspect, or I'm not available on that date, but I'm free next week if you'd like to discuss it then, or I'm not the best person for this, but have you considered talking to colleague Y? This demonstrates helpfulness without compromising your boundaries. However, be cautious not to turn a no into an accidental yes by overoffering. The primary goal remains protecting your capacity. Finally, and perhaps most crucially, release the guilt. Understand that saying no is an act of integrity. It means honoring your commitments to yourself and to the people and projects you've already agreed to. It allows you to deliver high-quality work on the things you do say yes to, rather than spreading yourself thin and delivering mediocrity across many tasks. People who truly respect you will understand and appreciate your honesty and your boundary. Those who don't may react negatively, but their reaction often reflects their own expectations or desires, not a reflection of your worth or helpfulness. By saying no effectively, you teach others how to treat you and reinforce the value of your time and expertise. In conclusion, learning to say no without guilt is a transformative practice that empowers you to take control of your narrative. It's about setting healthy boundaries, preserving your energy, focusing on your true priorities, and ultimately, living a life that is more intentional, fulfilling, and less driven by external demands. It might feel uncomfortable at first, like exercising a new, unfamiliar muscle, but with consistent practice, it becomes an act of liberation, allowing you to breathe, to thrive, and to genuinely say a resounding yes to the things that truly matter. 6. Take full responsibility for everything in your life. In the grand theater of human existence, where each of us plays a leading role, it's remarkably easy to fall into the comfortable trap of assigning blame to circumstances, to other people, to fate itself. Yet, one of the most profound and liberating shifts in perspective you can ever make is to take full responsibility for everything in your life. This isn't about self-blame or wallowing in regret. It's about reclaiming your power, recognizing your agency, and understanding that while you may not control every external event, you always control your response to it. It's a radical acceptance that your current reality, in all its facets, is largely a product of your choices, actions, and interpretations. The default human tendency is often to externalize problems. Did you miss a deadline? Blame the overwhelming workload. Are you unhappy in a relationship? Point fingers at your partner's shortcomings. Facing financial struggles? Decry the economy or your lack of opportunities. This external locus of control, while providing temporary psychological relief by absolving you of fault, simultaneously strips you of your power to change anything. If your problems are always someone else's fault or the result of uncontrollable forces, then you are a helpless victim, forever at the mercy of factors beyond your influence. This mindset breeds stagnation, resentment, and a perpetual sense of being trapped. Embracing full responsibility, conversely, is an act of profound empowerment. It means acknowledging that while you didn't choose every card you were dealt, you are entirely responsible for how you play your hand. It means understanding that your reactions, your attitudes, your habits, and your decisions are the primary architects of your personal reality. If you're dissatisfied with your career, it's not just the difficult boss, it's also your choice to stay, your approach to challenges, or your reluctance to seek new opportunities. If your health isn't ideal, it's not solely genetics, it's also your daily dietary choices, your exercise habits, and your stress management techniques. This shift from "things happen to me" to "I make things happen" or "I choose how I respond" is the cornerstone of true personal growth. This principle extends far beyond individual failures to encompass every aspect of your existence. Taking full responsibility means owning your successes without arrogance and your failures without shame. It means acknowledging the role you play in the dynamics of your relationships, the state of your finances, the level of your health, and the trajectory of your career. It requires an honest, often uncomfortable, self-assessment that strips away illusions and confronts uncomfortable truths. This is not about self-flagellation, but rather about a clear-eyed understanding of cause and effect, recognizing where your agency truly lies. When you fully embrace this responsibility, a remarkable transformation begins. Blame gives way to problem solving. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" you start asking, "What did I do, or fail to do, that contributed to this? What can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time?" This proactive questioning shifts your energy from victimhood to agency, from complaint to constructive action. You become an active participant in shaping your future, rather than a passive recipient of circumstances. Furthermore, taking responsibility fosters emotional maturity and resilience. It enables you to process setbacks not as insurmountable roadblocks, but as valuable learning experiences. You develop the capacity to sit with discomfort, extract lessons from mistakes, and pivot with greater agility. 7. Move your body daily. Exercise is medicine. In the dynamic rhythm of modern life, where sedentary habits often dominate, the simple, profound act of moving your body daily has transitioned from a mere recommendation to an absolute imperative. More than just a means to achieve a desired physique, exercise is, unequivocally, medicine. It is a potent, accessible, and remarkably versatile prescription for enhancing virtually every facet of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. To neglect this fundamental human need is to willingly forego a natural remedy with a staggering array of benefits, impacting everything from your cellular health to your cognitive acuity. The concept of exercise as medicine isn't a New Age mantra, it's a truth rooted in extensive scientific evidence. From a physical standpoint, daily movement is the cornerstone of a vibrant, resilient body. It strengthens your cardiovascular system, making your heart and lungs more efficient at delivering oxygen and nutrients throughout your body. This dramatically reduces the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. Regular physical activity builds and maintains strong muscles and bones, preventing age-related decline like osteoporosis and sarcopenia, and significantly improving balance and coordination, thereby reducing the risk of falls. It aids in weight management, not just by burning calories, but by improving metabolism and body composition. Even a brisk walk for 30 minutes a day can kickstart these profound physiological changes, setting in motion a cascade of health benefits that compound over time. However, the therapeutic power of exercise extends far beyond the physical realm, profoundly impacting your mental and emotional landscape. When you move your body, your brain releases a symphony of neurochemicals, including endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine. These powerful compounds are natural mood elevators, reducing feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. Exercise acts as a powerful stress reliever, offering a healthy outlet for tension and nervous energy. It can improve sleep quality, helping you fall asleep faster and experience deeper, more restorative sleep, which is critical for cognitive function and emotional regulation. Many people report enhanced creativity and problem-solving abilities after a workout, attributing it to the clarity and focus that exercise provides, effectively clearing the mental fog and stimulating fresh perspectives. Beyond the immediate biochemical effects, daily movement cultivates resilience and mental fortitude. Committing to an exercise routine, especially when motivation wanes, builds discipline and a sense of accomplishment. Each workout, whether it's a strenuous gym session or a gentle yoga flow, is a small victory, reinforcing your commitment to self-care and personal growth. This consistency translates into greater self-efficacy and confidence, empowering you to tackle challenges in other areas of your life with increased vigor and determination. It teaches you about perseverance, pushing through discomfort, and celebrating incremental progress, lessons that are invaluable not just in the gym, but in every endeavor. The beauty of exercise as medicine lies in its adaptability and accessibility. It doesn't necessitate expensive gym memberships or specialized equipment. It can be tailored to suit every age, fitness level, and personal preference. A walk in nature, dancing in your living room, gardening, cycling, swimming, bodyweight exercises at home, or joining a community sports team, the options are limitless. The key is consistency, making movement an integral, non-negotiable part of your daily routine, much like brushing your teeth or eating a meal. Even short bursts of activity, accumulated throughout the day, can contribute significantly to your overall health. The goal isn't to become an elite athlete, but simply to embrace the human design for movement. To integrate this powerful medicine into your life, start small and build momentum. Identify activities you genuinely enjoy. Schedule your movement like you would any important appointment. Find an accountability partner. Focus on how moving makes you feel, the energy, the clarity, the mood boost, rather than just external outcomes. Listen to your body, celebrate every effort, and remember that consistency trumps intensity. In essence, moving your body daily is not a luxury or a chore, it is an essential act of self-preservation and self-enhancement. It's a proactive step towards a longer, healthier, happier, and more vibrant existence. Embrace this potent prescription, unlock your body's innate capacity for healing and thriving, and truly experience why exercise is the most profound and universally beneficial medicine available to us all. 8. Invest in skills, not just stuff. In a consumer-driven world constantly urging us to acquire more, to chase the fleeting satisfaction of the latest gadget, the trendiest fashion, or the most opulent possession, a truly profound and lasting form of wealth often gets overlooked, the wealth of skills. To invest in skills, not just stuff, is to make a fundamental paradigm shift in how you allocate your resources, your time, your energy, and your money. It's a conscious decision to prioritize enduring growth over ephemeral gratification, to build an internal reservoir of capability that can never be repossessed, depreciate, or go out of style. Material possessions, by their very nature, are temporary. They wear out, break down, become obsolete, or simply lose their initial luster. The joy derived from a new purchase is often fleeting, subject to the psychological phenomenon of hedonic adaptation, where we quickly return to our baseline level of happiness, always chasing the next acquisition. This endless cycle of consumption can lead to financial strain, environmental burden, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction, as the external quest for happiness rarely fulfills the internal yearning for purpose and mastery. Skills, on the other hand, represent an entirely different class of asset. They are portable, compounding, and inherently empowering. Unlike a physical object that loses value the moment it's purchased, a skill, whether it's coding, public speaking, critical thinking, a foreign language, digital marketing, negotiation, or even effective communication, appreciates with practice and application. Each new skill you acquire doesn't just add to your repertoire, it often enhances existing skills, creating a synergistic effect that expands your capabilities exponentially. Learning a new language, for instance, not only allows you to communicate with more people but also sharpens your cognitive flexibility and understanding of different cultures. Investing in skills provides an unparalleled degree of security and adaptability in an increasingly volatile world. Jobs and industries change at an unprecedented pace, driven by technological advancements and shifting economic landscapes. A fancy car might impress briefly, but it won't guarantee your livelihood when your industry undergoes a seismic shift. A valuable skill, however, makes you indispensable, resilient, and highly adaptable. It equips you to navigate career transitions, seize new opportunities, and even create your own ventures. In times of uncertainty, your skills are your ultimate safety net, offering a far more robust form of protection than any material possession ever could. Beyond the purely pragmatic, the pursuit and mastery of skills offer deep personal fulfillment and intellectual stimulation. The process of learning, practicing, and ultimately achieving competence in a new area is inherently rewarding. It taps into our innate human desire for growth, challenge, and mastery. This journey of continuous improvement fosters confidence, cultivates resilience in the face of difficulty, and provides a profound sense of accomplishment that far outlasts the fleeting thrill of a new purchase. The satisfaction derived from solving a complex problem using a newly acquired skill, or creating something meaningful, is a form of intrinsic motivation that possession simply cannot replicate. Furthermore, skills are relationship enhancers. They enable you to connect with others on a deeper level, contribute meaningfully to communities, and collaborate more effectively. Whether it's a shared hobby, a professional project, or volunteering your expertise, skills facilitate richer interactions and foster a sense of belonging and shared purpose. They are tools for contribution, allowing you to add value not just to your own life, but to the lives of those around you. So, how does one practically invest in skills rather than stuff? It begins with a conscious shift in allocation. Consider diverting funds from discretionary purchases towards online courses, workshops, books, professional certifications, or even simply dedicating focused time to self-study and deliberate practice. Identify skills that are relevant to your career aspirations, your personal interests, or areas where you wish to grow. Seek out mentors, join communities, and embrace the mindset of a lifelong learner. This isn't about rigid deprivation of material comforts, but about a thoughtful re-evaluation of where true, lasting value lies. In conclusion, while material possessions may offer temporary comfort or status, they are ultimately fleeting and external. The true wealth, the kind that appreciates over time, provides lasting security, and enriches every dimension of your being, resides within. By consciously choosing to invest in skills, not just stuff, you are not only preparing yourself for an unpredictable future but also cultivating an unshakable sense of self-worth, purpose, and genuine fulfillment that no amount of material acquisition can ever provide. It is, quite simply, the most strategic and rewarding investment you can ever make. 9. Practice gratitude, especially when life feels hard. In the tumultuous currents of life, when challenges mount, setbacks sting, and the weight of the world seems heaviest, it is precisely then that the practice of gratitude transitions from a pleasant sentiment to an essential lifeline. It's remarkably easy to feel thankful when circumstances are favorable, when successes abound, and joy is plentiful. The true test, and indeed the true transformative power, of gratitude emerges when life feels relentlessly hard, when despair looms, and the default inclination is to dwell on what's lacking or what has gone wrong. To consciously seek out and acknowledge blessings amidst adversity is not an act of naive optimism, but a profound exercise in resilience, a deliberate choice to reframe your perspective, and a vital tool for cultivating inner strength and hope. The human brain, in its evolutionary wisdom, possesses a negativity bias, an innate tendency to focus on potential threats, problems, and deficiencies. This mechanism, while once crucial for survival in a dangerous world, can, in modern life, lead to a relentless cycle of anxiety, dissatisfaction, and an inability to appreciate the good that still exists. When confronted with hardship, this bias intensifies, narrowing our vision to only see the obstacles, the pain, and the perceived unfairness of our situation. Gratitude serves as a powerful counterforce, an intentional act of redirecting attention, forcing the mind to seek out and acknowledge the pockets of light, no matter how small, amidst the encroaching shadows. Practicing gratitude during difficult times is not about denying the pain or pretending that everything is perfectly fine. It's about acknowledging the reality of your struggle while simultaneously broadening your perspective to include what is still good, what you still possess, or what lessons you can learn. It might be the unwavering support of a friend, the resilience of your own spirit, the warmth of a morning coffee, a fleeting moment of natural beauty, or simply the fact that you woke up with another day to try again. These small acknowledgements, when consistently practiced, accumulate into a powerful bulwark against despair. They remind you that even in the darkest valleys, there are often subtle gifts, unexpected strengths, and hidden opportunities for growth. One of the most profound benefits of cultivating gratitude in adversity is its impact on emotional regulation and stress reduction. When you intentionally shift your focus to what you are thankful for, it can literally alter your brain chemistry. Studies have shown that gratitude practices can stimulate the release of feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, reducing cortisol, the stress hormone, levels and promoting a sense of calm. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a physiological response that helps to lower anxiety, mitigate depressive symptoms, and foster a more positive emotional state, even when external circumstances remain challenging. It provides a much-needed mental respite, allowing you to approach your difficulties with a clearer, more resilient mindset. Furthermore, practicing gratitude during hardship strengthens your resilience and problem-solving abilities. When you acknowledge the positive aspects, you reinforce your capacity to find solutions. It shifts your energy from brooding over problems to identifying resources and opportunities. It encourages you to look for the silver lining, the lesson, or the hidden strength that can be gleaned from the experience. This doesn't mean passively accepting your fate, but rather approaching it with a spirit of hopeful realism, recognizing that even the toughest experiences can shape you into a stronger, wiser individual. The consistent act of seeking out moments of gratitude, especially when it feels counterintuitive, also cultivates deeper connections with others and fosters empathy. Often, our struggles reveal the kindness and support of those around us. Acknowledging their presence and assistance deepens bonds and fosters a sense of interconnectedness, reminding us that we are not alone in our battles. It also enhances our capacity for empathy towards others facing their own difficulties, having walked through the valley ourselves. So, how do you practice gratitude when life feels hard? It requires intentionality and discipline. Start small. Keep a gratitude journal, even if it's just jotting down 3 things you're thankful for each day, no matter how mundane they seem. Use difficult moments as prompts to search for the hidden positive. What is this teaching me? Who showed up for me? What internal strength am I discovering? Express your gratitude to others, verbally or in writing. This act not only makes them feel appreciated but also reinforces the feeling of gratitude within you. Make it a daily ritual, like brushing your teeth, a non-negotiable pause for reflection amidst the chaos. In conclusion, gratitude is not a fair-weather friend. Its deepest power is revealed when life demands the most of us. By consciously choosing to practice gratitude, especially when life feels hard, you are not denying your pain, but rather actively cultivating resilience, fostering emotional well-being, enhancing your problem-solving capacity, and ultimately, uncovering pockets of light that sustain you through the darkest of times. It is a powerful testament to the human spirit's capacity to find beauty and meaning even amidst struggle, turning adversity into a fertile ground for profound personal growth. 10. Choose discipline over motivation. In the challenging pursuit of any meaningful goal, whether it's mastering a new skill, building a business, transforming your health, or achieving personal excellence, there inevitably comes a fork in the road. On one path lies the ephemeral allure of motivation, a fleeting surge of enthusiasm and desire that feels invigorating but is often unreliable. On the other lies the bedrock of discipline, a steadfast commitment to consistent action regardless of fluctuating feelings. To truly achieve lasting success and profound change, you must learn to choose discipline over motivation every time. Motivation is a wonderful starting gun, a spark that ignites the initial burst of energy needed to embark on a new endeavor. It's the excitement you feel on January 1st to hit the gym, the surge of inspiration after reading a self-help book, or the sudden urge to clean your entire house. This initial burst feels powerful, almost magical, making the task at hand seem easy and enjoyable. However, motivation is, by its very nature, an emotion. Unlike all emotions, it ebbs and flows. It's a fickle friend, showing up on sunny days but often disappearing when the weather turns, when fatigue sets in, when obstacles emerge, or when the initial novelty wears off. Relying solely on motivation is like trying to fuel a marathon with a single sprint. You'll quickly run out of steam. Discipline, conversely, is the engine that keeps you moving forward long after the initial spark has faded. It's the unwavering commitment to a chosen course of action, even when you don't feel like it, when the task is mundane, when progress is slow, or when external rewards seem distant. Discipline is the quiet, consistent act of showing up, day after day, regardless of your mood or circumstances. It's the decision to wake up early even when you crave more sleep, to sit down and write even when words don't flow easily, to exercise when your body feels tired. The power of discipline lies in its reliability. Unlike motivation, which is an unpredictable guest, discipline is a cultivated habit. It's a muscle that strengthens with every conscious choice to do what needs to be done, rather than what feels good in the moment. Each act of discipline, no matter how small, reinforces the neural pathways associated with consistent action, gradually making the desired behavior easier and more automatic. This creates a virtuous cycle. The more disciplined you are, the less you have to rely on fleeting motivation, and the more progress you make. Furthermore, discipline creates its own momentum and, ironically, often brings motivation back. When you consistently show up and take action, even when you're uninspired, you start to see results. These small wins, this tangible progress, then act as powerful motivators in themselves. The feeling of accomplishment, the visible movement towards your goals, reignites the spark that may have dimmed. You don't wait for motivation to strike to act, you act, and the action itself generates the motivation needed to continue. This is a fundamental shift from a reactive state to a proactive one. Consider the athlete who trains daily, rain or shine, injured or healthy, motivated or not. They don't win championships on days they feel like it. They win them through years of relentless discipline. Or the writer who commits to a daily word count, even when facing writer's block. They finish novels not because they're always inspired, but because they honor their discipline. This principle applies across all domains of life. True success is rarely an overnight explosion of motivation, it's the cumulative result of countless small, disciplined efforts. Cultivating discipline requires a clear understanding of your values and goals, a commitment to structure, and a willingness to embrace temporary discomfort for long-term gain. It means setting clear boundaries, establishing routines, and holding yourself accountable. It's about building systems that support your desired behaviors, rather than relying on fickle feelings. It's also about forgiving yourself when you stumble, and then, with unwavering resolve, getting back to the disciplined path. In essence, while motivation can be a delightful visitor, discipline is the sturdy foundation upon which all significant achievements are built. When faced with the choice between waiting for inspiration or simply doing what needs to be done, the answer is clear: choose discipline every single time. It is the silent, unwavering force that transforms potential into reality, guiding you steadily towards your greatest aspirations, one consistent action at a time. 11. Embrace discomfort. that's where true growth happens. In the comfort-seeking ethos of modern life, where convenience is often prioritized above all else, the notion of embracing discomfort can feel counterintuitive, even masochistic. Yet, for anyone genuinely committed to personal evolution, skill acquisition, or meaningful achievement, it is the most profound and non-negotiable truth. That's where true growth happens. Comfort, while pleasant, is the antithesis of progress. It is a warm, stagnant pool where potential goes unrealized, talents atrophy, and aspirations gather dust. Growth, by its very definition, requires venturing beyond the familiar, pushing against limits, and willingly stepping into the often unpleasant territory of challenge and struggle. Our brains and bodies are wired for efficiency and safety. They naturally seek paths of least resistance, preferring the known and the easy over the unknown and the arduous. This inherent inclination towards comfort, while protective in ancient times, becomes a significant barrier to development in the contemporary world. If we always opt for the familiar routine, the effortless task, the agreeable conversation, or the undisturbed status quo, we effectively stunt our own development. We remain trapped within the confines of our existing capabilities and beliefs, never discovering the latent strengths that lie dormant, waiting to be awakened by adversity. True growth, whether it's learning a complex skill, navigating a difficult conversation, overcoming a personal fear, or adapting to a significant life change, invariably involves a period of discomfort. This discomfort manifests in various forms: the frustration of grappling with a new concept, the awkwardness of trying something for the first time and failing, the emotional vulnerability of expressing an unpopular opinion, the physical strain of pushing past a fitness plateau, or the mental fatigue of deep, concentrated work. It's the feeling of being stretched, challenged, and at times, overwhelmed. This is precisely the sensation that most people instinctively recoil from, but it is precisely where the magic happens. When you intentionally lean into discomfort, you are effectively sending a signal to your brain and body: adapt, grow, learn. This is the principle of stress adaptation at its core. Just as muscles only grow stronger when subjected to resistance beyond their current capacity, so too do our cognitive abilities, emotional resilience, and character develop when we are forced to grapple with situations that are initially taxing. The struggle itself is the forge in which new neural pathways are built, new coping mechanisms are developed, and new levels of mastery are achieved. Without this struggle, there is no adaptation, and thus, no growth. Embracing discomfort also cultivates resilience and mental fortitude. Each time you push through a challenging moment, resist the urge to quit, or persevere despite fear, you strengthen your inner resolve. You learn that discomfort is temporary, that it can be tolerated, and that meaningful rewards often lie on the other side of it. This builds a profound sense of self-efficacy, the belief in your own ability to succeed in specific situations. The more you willingly expose yourself to discomfort and successfully navigate it, the more confident and capable you become in facing future challenges, transforming perceived threats into opportunities for further growth. So, how does one actively embrace discomfort? It starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing discomfort as a signal to retreat, view it as a signal for growth. Recognize it as an indicator that you are pushing your boundaries, that you are on the verge of learning something new or becoming someone stronger. Start small, don't throw yourself into extreme challenges immediately. Begin with manageable acts of discomfort, like waking up 15 minutes earlier, trying a new workout, taking on a slightly more challenging task at work, or initiating a conversation you've been avoiding. Identify your comfort zones. Become aware of the areas where you habitually play it safe. Is it intellectually, physically, socially, or emotionally? Pinpointing these zones is the first step to consciously stepping outside them. Reframe negative feelings. When you feel frustration, anxiety, or awkwardness. Instead of labeling them as bad, reframe them as growth signals. This feels hard, which means I'm learning. Practice deliberate learning. If you're learning a skill, don't just stick to what you're good at. Deliberately practice the areas where you struggle the most. Seek feedback. Open yourself to constructive criticism, which can be uncomfortable to receive but is invaluable for identifying blind spots and areas for improvement. In essence, choosing to embrace discomfort is a conscious, continuous act of self-mastery. It's about understanding that the path to a stronger, wiser, and more capable you is rarely paved with ease. By willingly stepping into the challenging, the awkward, the unfamiliar, and the difficult, you are not only unlocking your true potential but also forging the resilience and wisdom that only adversity can bestow. That friction, that stretch, that moment of unease, that is precisely where the magic of true growth resides. 12. Master a new skill every year. In an era defined by rapid change, where industries evolve at lightning speed and knowledge becomes obsolete almost as quickly as it's acquired, the commitment to master a new skill every year transcends a mere personal development goal. It becomes a fundamental strategy for relevance, resilience, and profound personal fulfillment. This isn't about collecting certificates or adding lines to a resume for the sake of it, but about fostering a mindset of continuous learning, embracing adaptability, and proactively expanding your capabilities in a world that increasingly values versatility and deep expertise. The traditional model of education, largely confined to childhood and early adulthood, is no longer sufficient for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. The concept of a finished education is a relic of the past. To remain agile and valuable, both personally and professionally, one must adopt a philosophy of lifelong learning. Mastering a new skill each year serves as a structured, intentional framework for this ongoing evolution. It forces you out of intellectual stagnation, challenging your existing assumptions and opening your mind to novel ways of thinking and doing. One of the most immediate benefits of this annual pursuit is enhanced adaptability and career longevity. As automation and artificial intelligence reshape the professional landscape, the ability to acquire new competencies quickly becomes a superpower. A professional who consistently masters new skills is not just prepared for future shifts but actively shapes their own future, remaining competitive and indispensable. Whether it's learning a new programming language, mastering advanced data analysis, becoming proficient in digital marketing, or honing complex negotiation tactics, each new skill adds a layer of protection and opportunity, diversifying your professional toolkit and making you more resilient to market fluctuations. Beyond career advantages, the process of mastering a new skill profoundly stimulates cognitive function and neuroplasticity. Learning something new challenges your brain in unique ways, forging new neural pathways and strengthening existing ones. This active mental engagement enhances memory, improves problem-solving abilities, boosts creativity, and can even contribute to cognitive resilience as you age. It keeps your mind sharp, agile, and continually growing, preventing the mental stagnation that can set in with routine and familiarity. It's like a mental workout, and just as physical exercise strengthens your body, intellectual exercise strengthens your mind. Furthermore, committing to mastering a new skill each year cultivates an incredible sense of personal accomplishment and self-efficacy. There's an undeniable satisfaction that comes from starting something unfamiliar and, through diligent effort, progressing to a level of competence or even mastery. This journey, often fraught with frustration, setbacks, and moments of doubt, builds profound resilience. Each successful acquisition of a new skill reinforces the belief in your own capacity to learn, adapt, and overcome challenges. This newfound confidence spills over into other areas of your life, empowering you to tackle broader goals with greater courage and conviction. This annual learning commitment also encourages interdisciplinary thinking and innovation. When you consistently expose yourself to different domains, you begin to see connections and patterns that were previously invisible. A designer who learns basic coding, or a marketer who understands psychology, or an engineer who delves into public speaking, can bridge gaps, integrate concepts, and generate novel solutions that specialists within a single field might overlook. This cross-pollination of knowledge is a powerful driver of creativity and groundbreaking ideas. So, how does one embark on this journey of annual skill mastery? It requires intentionality and a structured approach. Choose wisely, select a skill that genuinely interests you, aligns with your long-term goals, or addresses a significant gap in your current capabilities. The passion for the topic will sustain you through the inevitable challenges. Define mastery. Understand that mastery is a spectrum. For a year-long project, aim for a level of proficiency that allows you to confidently apply the skill, teach it to someone else, or use it to create something tangible. Break it down. Divide the skill into smaller, manageable chunks. Identify foundational concepts and gradually build complexity. Allocate consistent time, integrate dedicated learning and practice sessions into your weekly schedule. Consistency is far more important than sporadic, intense bursts. Embrace discomfort and failure. Acknowledge that learning involves struggle and mistakes. View these not as setbacks, but as essential feedback for growth. Seek resources and feedback. Utilize online courses, books, mentors, communities, and real-world application to accelerate your learning and refine your understanding. Document progress. Keep a journal or log of your learning journey. Seeing how far you've come can be a powerful motivator. Ultimately, to master a new skill every year is to make an unwavering commitment to personal evolution. It's about more than just staying competitive. It's about embracing the richness of human potential, fostering intellectual vitality, building deep resilience, and creating a life that is perpetually expanding in capability, understanding, and fulfillment. It transforms you from a passive consumer of information into an active architect of your own growth, year after year. 13. Practice active listening. In a world clamoring for attention, where conversations often devolve into competing monologues, the deliberate and often overlooked art of active listening stands as a cornerstone of genuine human connection, profound understanding, and effective communication. It is far more than simply hearing words. It is a conscious, empathetic process of fully engaging with another person, not just with your ears, but with your mind, heart, and entire presence. To truly practice active listening is to momentarily set aside your own agenda, judgments, and distractions, and create a space where the other person feels truly heard, understood, and valued. The default mode of listening for many is often merely waiting for their turn to speak. While someone else is talking, our minds might be racing, formulating rebuttals, planning our next statement, or even drifting off to unrelated thoughts. This passive form of hearing leads to misinterpretations, missed nuances, and a pervasive sense of disconnect. Information is lost, emotions are unacknowledged, and relationships, whether personal or professional, suffer from a fundamental lack of authentic engagement. The consequences range from minor misunderstandings to significant breakdowns in trust and collaboration. Active listening, by contrast, is a dynamic and intentional process that requires considerable mental effort and discipline. It begins with full presence and attention. This means putting away distractions like phones, closing unnecessary tabs, and turning your body towards the speaker. It involves making eye contact, culturally appropriate, signaling your engagement through nods, and maintaining an open, receptive posture. These nonverbal cues communicate that you are truly present and invested in what the other person is saying, making them feel safe and encouraged to share more openly. Beyond mere physical presence, active listening demands cognitive engagement. You are not just processing words, but actively trying to understand the speaker's message from their frame of reference. This involves listening for both the explicit content and the underlying emotions, assumptions, and intentions. It's about hearing not just what is said, but how it's said, and what might be left unsaid. This deeper level of understanding allows you to grasp the full context and significance of their communication. A critical component of active listening is withholding judgment and resisting the urge to interrupt or offer immediate solutions. When someone is sharing, especially if they are expressing a problem or a strong emotion, their primary need is often to feel understood, not to be fixed or lectured. Interrupting not only breaks their flow of thought but also signals that your agenda is more important than theirs. Furthermore, active listening employs specific verbal techniques to demonstrate understanding and encourage further sharing. These include paraphrasing or summarizing, briefly restating what you've heard in your own words. So, if I'm understanding correctly, you're feeling frustrated because X happened and you're unsure how to proceed. This clarifies your understanding and gives the speaker a chance to correct any misinterpretations. Reflecting feelings, acknowledging the emotions you perceive. It sounds like you're feeling really overwhelmed by this, or that must have been incredibly frustrating for you. This validates their emotional experience. Asking clarifying questions, posing open-ended questions to gain more information or deepen your understanding, such as, "Could you tell me more about that?" or "What did that feel like for you?" Minimal encouragers. Small verbal cues like, I see, go on, or right that signal you're listening and encourage them to continue. The benefits of practicing active listening are profound and far-reaching. In personal relationships, it builds trust, deepens intimacy, and strengthens bonds. When people feel genuinely heard, they feel valued, which is foundational to healthy relationships. In professional settings, it leads to better problem-solving, more effective collaboration, and stronger leadership. Leaders who actively listen are perceived as more empathetic and competent, fostering a culture of openness and innovation. It reduces misunderstandings, de-escalates conflicts, and ensures that solutions are truly tailored to the underlying issues. Moreover, active listening is a powerful tool for personal growth and learning. By truly hearing diverse perspectives, you expand your own understanding of the world, challenge your assumptions, and cultivate empathy. It sharpens your observational skills and hones your ability to gather information, making you a more effective learner and decision-maker in every aspect of your life. In conclusion, in a world often caught in a whirlwind of noise and self-expression, the quiet discipline of practicing active listening stands as a rare and invaluable skill. It's an act of profound respect, a bridge to deeper connection, and a powerful catalyst for mutual understanding and growth. By choosing to truly hear, to be fully present, and to understand before seeking to be understood, you not only enrich your own life but also elevate the quality of every interaction you have. 14. Forgive yourself and others. In the intricate tapestry of human experience, woven with threads of triumph and tribulation, few acts are as profoundly liberating and essential to well-being as forgiving yourself and others. This isn't a passive surrender or an endorsement of harmful behavior, rather, it's an active, courageous decision to release the heavy shackles of resentment, anger, and guilt that, if left unchecked, can poison the spirit and impede all avenues of growth. Forgiveness, in its truest form, is a gift you give to yourself, a powerful catalyst for healing, peace, and forward movement. The human inclination to hold on to grievances, whether against oneself or others, is deeply ingrained. We replay past wrongs, nurse grudges, and meticulously chronicle perceived injustices. This constant mental relitigation of history, however, comes at an exorbitant cost. Holding on to anger or resentment is akin to drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It breeds bitterness, consumes mental energy, perpetuates stress, and can even manifest as physical ailments. When we refuse to forgive, we remain emotionally tethered to the very events and individuals that caused us pain, sacrificing our present peace for a relentless, unchangeable past. Forgiving yourself, releasing the burden of self-recrimination. The journey of forgiveness often begins inward, with the profound necessity of forgiving yourself. We are, perhaps, our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to impossible standards and replaying our mistakes with agonizing precision. Whether it's a past regret, a missed opportunity, a perceived failure, or a moment of weakness, the weight of self-blame can be paralyzing. This self-recrimination fosters shame, erodes self-worth, and prevents us from learning, growing, and moving forward with confidence. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean condoning your past actions or absolving yourself of responsibility. On the contrary, it involves acknowledging your mistakes without judgment, understanding the context and limitations that existed at the time, and accepting your inherent human fallibility. It's about recognizing that you did the best you could with the knowledge, resources, and emotional capacity you possessed then. It's an act of self-compassion, extending the same understanding and grace to yourself that you would offer to a dear friend. By releasing the grip of past guilt, you free up immense mental and emotional energy that can be redirected towards present action and future growth. It allows you to learn from your experiences, integrate those lessons, and step into each new day unburdened by the echoes of yesterday's imperfections. Forgiving others, unshackling yourself from resentment. The challenge of forgiving others can feel even more daunting, especially when the hurt inflicted has been deep and profound. It requires confronting pain, processing betrayal, and letting go of the desire for retribution or an apology that may never come. However, it's crucial to understand that forgiving someone is not about excusing their behavior or forgetting the harm they caused. It is fundamentally about releasing yourself from the emotional prison that holding on to resentment creates. When you forgive another person, you are not doing it for them, you are doing it for you. You are choosing to sever the emotional cord that binds you to their past actions, granting yourself liberation from anger, bitterness, and the corrosive desire for vengeance. This act reclaims your emotional sovereignty. It allows you to move past the victim narrative and reclaim your agency, focusing your energy on your own healing and well-being rather than allowing someone else's past actions to dictate your present emotional state. Forgiveness also opens the door to rebuilding relationships, if that is a healthy and desirable path. While not all relationships can or should be fully restored, the act of forgiveness, even if just internally, allows for the possibility of a future interaction based on a new understanding, free from the heavy baggage of unresolved grievances. It fosters empathy, acknowledging the complex human motivations that often drive even hurtful actions, and allows for a more compassionate view of the world. The transformative power of forgiveness. The practice of forgiveness, both self and other, is a muscle that strengthens with conscious exercise. It's rarely a one-time event, but often an ongoing process, especially for deeper wounds. It involves acknowledging the pain. Don't bypass your feelings. Allow yourself to feel the hurt, anger, or sadness. Empathy, without condoning, try to understand the other person's perspective or the context of your own past actions. This doesn't mean agreeing with them, but seeing the full picture. Making a conscious decision to let go, this is the pivotal moment. It's a choice, often difficult, to release the desire for punishment or continuous suffering. Reframing the narrative. Shift from focusing on what was lost or what went wrong, to what was learned, how you grew, or the resilience you developed. Ultimately, forgiving yourself and others is a profound act of self-love and self-preservation. It is the key to unlocking true inner peace, fostering healthier relationships, and clearing the path for emotional freedom and unhindered personal growth. By releasing the heavy burden of unforgiveness, you create space for joy, compassion, and the boundless possibilities of a future unchained from the past. 15. Define your core values and live by them. In a world that constantly bombards us with external expectations, societal pressures, and the ever-shifting sands of trends, the act of truly defining your core values and living by them is not merely a philosophical exercise, it is the compass that guides your most significant decisions, the bedrock upon which authentic happiness is built, and the unwavering anchor in times of turbulence. Without clearly articulated values, life can feel like drifting aimlessly, reacting to circumstances rather than proactively shaping your destiny with purpose and conviction. To know your values is to know yourself at the deepest level, and to live by them is to embody your truest self in every action. Core values are the fundamental beliefs and principles that dictate your priorities and influence your behavior. They are the non-negotiable tenets that you hold most dear, the lens through which you interpret the world, and the internal criteria by which you measure your satisfaction and success. These aren't values imposed by others, but those that resonate deeply within you, ideals like integrity, compassion, freedom, courage, creativity, community, growth, honesty, innovation, or peace. They are the essence of who you are, or who you aspire to be, when all external noise is stripped away. The profound importance of defining these values lies in the clarity and direction they provide. When you clearly articulate what truly matters to you, decision-making becomes significantly simpler and more aligned. Faced with a choice, whether in your career, relationships, finances, or personal time, you can ask yourself, does this align with my core values? If a potential opportunity promises significant financial gain but compromises your value of integrity, the decision becomes clearer. If a social invitation clashes with your value of personal well-being and rest, the choice to decline becomes guilt-free. Living by your values eliminates indecision and the pervasive feeling of being pulled in too many directions, replacing it with a focused sense of purpose. Moreover, living in alignment with your core values is the bedrock of authentic happiness and profound fulfillment. There's a deep-seated dissonance that occurs when our actions consistently betray our deeply held beliefs. This misalignment can manifest as anxiety, discontent, regret, and a nagging sense that something is off, even if external circumstances appear favorable. Conversely, when your daily choices, big and small, are in harmony with your core values, you experience a powerful sense of integrity, inner peace, and self-respect. This is not the fleeting happiness derived from external achievements, but a profound, enduring satisfaction that comes from knowing you are living a life true to yourself. Defining your values also serves as a powerful tool for resilience and perseverance during difficult times. When faced with adversity, internal conflict, or external criticism, your core values act as an unwavering compass. They remind you of why you are doing what you are doing, providing a strong internal motivation that transcends temporary setbacks or external pressures. They offer a stable reference point, allowing you to navigate storms with conviction and clarity, rather than being swayed by fear or external opinions. They become your non-negotiable principles, guiding your resolve when everything else feels uncertain. So, how does one embark on the crucial journey of defining and living by their core values? The process of defining your values. Reflect on peak experiences. Think about times in your life when you felt most alive, most fulfilled, or most proud. What values were you embodying or honoring in those moments? Identify moments of discontent. Conversely, reflect on times when you felt stressed, frustrated, or deeply unhappy. What values were being violated or ignored in those situations? Consider role models. Who do you admire deeply? What qualities or principles do they embody that resonate with you? Use value lists as a starting point. Look at lists of common values, e.g. courage, creativity, family, contribution, justice, learning, stability, adventure. See which words strongly resonate and which evoke little emotion. Narrow down to core. Aim for 3 to 5 core values. more than that can make them less impactful. These should be the non-negotiable principles. Articulate and personalize, don't just list words. Define what each value means to you in practical terms. For example, integrities might mean always being honest, even when it's difficult, and doing what I say I will do. Living by your values. Integrate into decision-making. Before making significant choices, consciously ask, which of my core values does this decision support or challenge? Audit your time and energy. Do your daily activities, commitments, and relationships reflect your stated values? If your value is health, is your schedule aligned with prioritizing exercise and good nutrition? If it's connection, are you investing time in meaningful relationships? Communicate your values. While not always necessary to state explicitly, living authentically according to your values will naturally communicate them to others, attracting those who resonate with similar principles. Be accountable. Regularly check in with yourself. Are you truly living in alignment, or have you drifted? Self-correction is a vital part of the process. Embrace imperfection. Living by values is a journey, not a destination. There will be times you falter. Forgive yourself, learn, and recommit. In conclusion, in a world that constantly threatens to define us by external metrics, the unwavering commitment to defining your core values and living by them is an act of profound self-authorship. It is the secret to navigating life with clarity, integrity, and an unshakable sense of purpose. By understanding what truly matters to you and aligning your actions with those fundamental principles, you forge a life that is not just successful by external standards, but deeply authentic, profoundly fulfilling, and truly your own. 16. Spend time in nature regularly. In an increasingly digitized and urbanized world, where screens dominate our attention and concrete often replaces greenery, the profound and often overlooked act of spending time in nature regularly is no longer a luxury but a vital necessity for holistic well-being. It is a powerful antidote to the stresses of modern life, a fundamental recalibration for our overstimulated minds, and a reconnect to an ancient rhythm that our bodies and souls instinctively crave. This isn't just about leisurely strolls, it's about intentionally immersing oneself in the natural world, allowing its inherent wisdom and tranquility to restore, rejuvenate, and inspire. Human beings evolved in close communion with nature. Our physiology, our senses, and our very psyche are intricately linked to the rhythms of the earth, the rustle of leaves, the scent of fresh soil, and the vastness of the open sky. Yet, for many, daily life consists of navigating sterile indoor environments, punctuated by brief, often polluted, transitions between buildings. This disconnect, termed nature deficit disorder by some, is increasingly implicated in a range of modern ailments, from chronic stress and anxiety to reduced creativity and physical inactivity. Re-establishing this primal connection is a powerful act of self-care and a potent form of preventive medicine. The benefits of regular immersion in nature are both extensive and scientifically validated. From a physical health perspective, spending time outdoors encourages physical activity, whether it's walking, hiking, cycling, or gardening. This naturally boosts cardiovascular health, strengthens muscles, improves balance, and aids in weight management. Exposure to natural sunlight helps regulate circadian rhythms, improving sleep quality, and facilitates vitamin D synthesis, crucial for bone health and immune function. Even simply breathing fresh air in a less polluted environment can have myriad respiratory benefits. However, it is the profound impact on mental and emotional well-being that truly underscores nature's therapeutic power. Nature acts as a powerful stress reducer. Studies show that spending time in natural environments can lower cortisol levels, reduce blood pressure, and decrease heart rate. The sights and sounds of nature, from the gentle rustling of leaves to the calming babble of a stream, have a restorative effect on our nervous system, promoting a state of calm and reducing rumination. This is particularly evident in the concept of forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku, a Japanese practice of simply being present in a forest environment, which has measurable benefits on mood and stress reduction. Beyond stress reduction, nature fosters cognitive restoration and enhanced creativity. Our urban environments, with their constant demands on directed attention, like navigating traffic or focusing on computer screens, lead to mental fatigue. Nature, conversely, allows for involuntary attention. Our minds can wander freely, observing patterns in clouds or the movements of wildlife, without demanding intense focus. This allows our brains to rest and recharge, leading to improved concentration, problem-solving abilities, and a surge in creative thought. Many artists, writers, and thinkers have historically sought solace and inspiration in the natural world for this very reason. Furthermore, nature cultivates a deeper sense of perspective and spiritual connection. When you stand beneath ancient trees, gaze at a vast ocean, or witness a breathtaking sunset, your own concerns often shrink in comparison to the grandeur of the natural world. This can be profoundly humbling and grounding, fostering a sense of awe, interconnectedness, and gratitude. It provides a space for quiet contemplation, introspection, and a reconnection with something larger than oneself, which can be deeply nourishing for the soul, especially in times of personal challenge or existential questioning. Integrating regular time in nature doesn't necessarily require remote wilderness excursions. It can be woven into the fabric of daily life. Daily walks, even a 15 to 30-minute walk in a local park, along a tree-lined street, or in a backyard garden can make a difference. Mindful observation, don't just walk through nature, truly experience it. Notice the colors, listen to the sounds, feel the textures, smell the scents. Engage all your senses. Eating outdoors, take your meals outside when weather permits. Bringing nature indoors, incorporate plants into your living and working spaces. Weekend adventures, plan hikes, bike rides, fishing trips, or camping excursions to immerse yourself more deeply. Gardening. Engage directly with the earth, cultivating plants and nurturing life. In conclusion, in a society that often pulls us further away from our innate biological roots, the conscious decision to spend time in nature regularly is a powerful act of defiance and a profound investment in your holistic well-being. It is a timeless, free, and universally accessible form of medicine that restores the body, calms the mind, elevates the spirit, and reminds us of our intrinsic connection to the wondrous world around us. Make it a non-negotiable part of your life, and witness the transformative power of nature's healing embrace. 17. Limit your social media consumption. In the vibrant, often overwhelming, digital ecosystem of the 21st century, social media platforms have woven themselves inextricably into the fabric of daily life. They promise connection, information, and entertainment, and indeed, they deliver these in bursts. However, beneath the veneer of seamless connectivity lies a potent force that, if unchecked, can subtly but significantly erode mental well-being, productivity, and genuine human connection. Thus, the deliberate act of limiting your social media consumption has become an essential discipline, a conscious reclaiming of your attention, time, and emotional equilibrium from algorithms designed to keep you endlessly scrolling. The allure of social media is undeniable. It taps into our fundamental human needs for belonging, validation, and information. Yet, the very mechanisms designed to hook us, infinite scroll, instant notifications, variable rewards, are often the very source of its detrimental effects. Excessive consumption can lead to a cascade of negative consequences, from diminished mental health to eroded productivity. One of the most insidious impacts of unchecked social media use is its effect on mental well-being. The curated highlight reels presented on feeds often foster a distorted sense of reality, leading to pervasive feelings of inadequacy, envy, and social comparison. We constantly compare our unedited, complex lives to the meticulously polished portrayals of others, fueling self-doubt and fostering a sense of not-enoughness. This can contribute to anxiety, depression, body image issues, and a general dissatisfaction with one's own life, even when objectively, things are going well. The relentless pursuit of likes and validation can also create a fragile sense of self-worth, dependent on external affirmation rather than internal conviction. Beyond emotional well-being, constant social media consumption is a voracious devourer of time and focus. Each notification, each quick check, each rabbit hole of linked content fragments our attention, making deep work and sustained concentration incredibly difficult. The phenomenon of context switching, rapidly shifting between tasks, is rampant, leading to reduced cognitive efficiency, increased errors, and a pervasive feeling of being busy without being truly productive. Hours can vanish into the endless scroll, displacing time that could be spent on meaningful work, genuine social interaction, personal growth, rest, or creative pursuits. The opportunity cost of unchecked scrolling is immense, trading profound engagement for superficial distraction. Furthermore, relying heavily on social media for connection can paradoxically lead to increased feelings of loneliness and isolation. While platforms offer a broad reach, the interactions are often superficial, lacking the depth and nuance of in-person communication. We might have hundreds of friends online, yet feel a profound sense of disconnection in real life. The performative nature of social media can also inhibit authentic expression, as we curate an idealized self rather than engaging vulnerably and genuinely. This creates a barrier to true intimacy and belonging. So, how does one embark on the crucial journey of limiting social media consumption? It requires intentionality, awareness, and the implementation of practical boundaries. Track your usage. Many phones now have built-in screen time trackers. Be honest with yourself about how much time you're actually spending. Awareness is the first step. Turn off notifications. This is arguably the single most impactful action. Notifications are designed to interrupt and pull you back into the app. Disabling them gives you back control over your attention. Schedule designated check-in times. Instead of mindlessly opening apps throughout the day, dedicate specific, limited times, e.g., 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, to check your feeds. Delete apps from your phone, temporarily or permanently. This creates friction, making it harder to instinctively open them. Accessing via a web browser on a computer can reduce impulsive use. Curate your feed, unfollow accounts that make you feel bad, trigger comparison, or provide no real value. Seek out accounts that inspire, educate, or genuinely entertain. Create no phone zones or times. Designate periods or places, e.g., bedrooms, dinner tables, first hour of the day, last hour before bed, where phones and social media are strictly off limits. Find replacements. Identify activities you genuinely enjoy and want to do more of: reading, hobbies, spending time in nature, exercising, deep conversations, and consciously replace scrolling time with these enriching pursuits. Understand the algorithms. Recognize that platforms are designed to keep you engaged. This awareness helps you detach emotionally and see their manipulative aspects. In essence, limiting your social media consumption is an act of digital self-care and a powerful declaration of sovereignty over your own attention and well-being. It is about choosing depth over breadth, presence over distraction, and authentic connection over superficial validation. By consciously pulling back from the endless scroll, you create invaluable space for clarity, creativity, genuine relationships, and a richer, more intentional life lived beyond the screen. 18. Create a personal financial plan. In an economic landscape often characterized by volatility, unexpected expenses, and the constant hum of consumer temptation, the deliberate act of creating a personal financial plan is not merely a task for the wealthy or a chore to be dreaded, it is a foundational pillar of stability, freedom, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are actively steering your financial future. Without a clear, well-defined plan, money can feel like a runaway train, leaving you perpetually reactive to circumstances rather than proactively building the life you envision. A financial plan is your roadmap to security, guiding your decisions, and transforming abstract aspirations into tangible realities. For many, the idea of personal finance conjures images of complex spreadsheets, daunting jargon, and restrictive budgets. This perception often leads to procrastination or outright avoidance. However, at its heart, a personal financial plan is simply a strategic framework for managing your money to achieve your life goals. It's about understanding where your money comes from, where it goes, and how it can be directed to serve your highest priorities. It provides clarity, reduces financial stress, and empowers you to make informed choices that align with your values and long-term aspirations. The absence of a financial plan often results in a state of financial reactivity. Without clear goals or a defined strategy, money is spent impulsively, savings become an afterthought, and debt can accumulate silently. This leads to a pervasive sense of anxiety, particularly when unexpected events arise, a car repair, a medical emergency, or a job loss. Living paycheck to paycheck, or consistently spending more than you earn, creates a cycle of stress that impacts every other area of your life, from relationships to physical health. A plan disrupts this cycle, transforming chaotic spending into purposeful allocation. Key components of a robust personal financial plan. Understand your current financial picture. Net worth calculation. This is your starting point. List all your assets, what you own, cash, investments, property, and all your liabilities, what you owe, debts, loans. Your net worth is assets minus liabilities. Tracking this over time provides a clear measure of your financial progress. Income and expense tracking. Know exactly how much money comes in and where every dollar goes out. This can be done with apps, spreadsheets, or even a simple notebook. This awareness is crucial for identifying spending leaks and areas for optimization. Define your financial goals. Short-term, 1 to 3 years e.g. Building an emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses, paying off high-interest debt, saving for a down payment. Midterm, 3 to 10 years e.g., saving for a child's education, buying a house, career change, major home renovation. Long-term, 10+ years e.g., retirement planning, leaving a legacy, significant wealth accumulation. Be specific. Goals should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Save for retirement becomes save X dollars by age Y. Create a budget, spending plan. A budget is not about restriction, it's about conscious spending and allocation. Allocate your income to different categories: fixed expenses, rent, loans, variable expenses, groceries, entertainment, savings, and debt repayment. Methods like the 50-for-30-or-20 rule, 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings, debt repayment, or zero-based budgeting can provide structure. Regularly review and adjust your budget as your income, expenses, or goals change. Manage debt strategically. Prioritize high-interest debts, like credit cards, first using methods like the debt snowball or debt avalanche. Understand the terms of all your loans and work towards minimizing interest paid. Build savings and investments. Emergency fund. This is non-negotiable. It provides a buffer against unforeseen events, preventing debt accumulation. Retirement planning. Start early. Compound interest is your most powerful ally. Utilize tax-advantaged accounts like 401(k), RRSPs, IRAs, or local equivalents. Investing for goals: allocate funds to various investment vehicles, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, based on your risk tolerance and time horizon for different goals. Protect your assets: risk management. Insurance: adequate health, life, disability, home, and auto insurance are crucial to protect against catastrophic financial losses. Estate planning: even basic wills or directives ensure your wishes are met and loved ones are protected. The transformative impact. Creating and adhering to a personal financial plan cultivates a profound sense of control and peace of mind. It replaces anxiety with clarity, impulse with intention, and reactive spending with proactive saving. You gain the confidence that comes from knowing you are systematically working towards your financial aspirations, no matter how distant they may seem. This financial clarity reduces arguments in relationships, empowers career choices, and provides the freedom to pursue passions without the constant specter of monetary worry. The process also instills invaluable discipline and financial literacy. As you track, budget, save, and invest, you develop a deeper understanding of economic principles and personal habits. This knowledge empowers you to make smarter financial decisions throughout your life, avoiding common pitfalls and maximizing your resources. Ultimately, creating a personal financial plan is an act of profound self-care and future-proofing. It is the deliberate construction of a secure and abundant life, built not on wishful thinking, but on informed choices and consistent action. It's about moving beyond simply earning and spending, to consciously designing a financial future that supports your dreams and brings you true freedom. Isn't your future